What is up? I'm Bae,
And I'm Hans.
and this is Who's the Asshole? Are you ready for a fabulous story?
Absolutely, I'm ready.
Alrighty, I'm just going to go into it. So the story I have today is called The Regift Shamer. And I picked this one because I am a total regifter, but I'm not ashamed of it. So I was going to see how this story went with my opinion on regifting.
Okay, yes.
All right. So my family does a gift exchange drawing each year for Christmas. We all reach into a bowl and pull out a name on a slip of paper. That is the person for whom they're going to buy the gift for the big Christmas get-together. I honestly hate this ritual as it's a bundle of stress, and I find it something for someone you barely know, but we do it anyways because the family always has. You
Wait,
barely
they do
know
like
your family? It's like a.
What is it?
She said, "It's
you draw
weird.
a name in
it's
a
hard.
hat, and then you give the gift to the person. Oh, maybe they do it with like all their cousins and stuff. So if there's someone that you maybe like you don't know your cousin super well or something.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I would assume that. In 2019, I drew the 60-year-old husband of my great aunt.
Oh, okay.
He knew. I see where she was going with this.
Yeah.
I knew he and my great aunt were very well off, and neither wanted or needed anything. I knew that. Sorry, I can barely see. I knew that the budget we had for gifts was $50 max, and not going to get him anything within his or her taste level. Since I did a lot of driving for this work, I found him a rather expensive set of tools to keep in his car trunk where he should need them. He opened them during the party and seemed appreciative and thanked me. Well, look what I'm trying to go through. I don't know if you can see this, but they're all screenshots.
My gosh.
But hold on, just a quick intermission. Okay. This past Christmas, I saw my gift was from my great aunt. I opened it and I immediately recognized the tool set that I had given him 3 years before. Even the tape I had put on it as a part of the torn label was there. I paused.
Stop.
I paused. There's some of the story that seems like it's missing because she's now opening a new gift from her great aunt. Oh, 3 years later. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. And so I paused, broke into a big smile, and excitedly said that this was incredible. When I brought her husband a set 3 years ago, I had wanted to get a set for myself as well, but the store had already told me that the set was discontinued and no longer available. I gushed at the fact that she may have gone to a lot of trouble just to find another one like it that I gave to him 3 years ago. Yes, I mentioned giving it to him 3 years ago many times. Then I made a big...
she passive-aggressively brought it up over and over again?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Then I made a big show of running over, hugging her, and saying thank you. She had just odd smiles frozen on their faces. See, my great aunt has a reputation, whispered behind her back, of being incredibly cheap and regifting most of what she receives. All of the relatives had just witnessed me making a big production out of this one instance. My mom later looked at me aside and waited for me for what I did to my aunt was visibly embarrassing, and she had left very soon after the gift exchange. I just looked at her innocently and asked what I did wrong by thanking her for a gift she really wanted. So was I out of line? Sorry, I read that pretty weird, but
yeah. So basically, essentially, she gave this tool set to the great aunt's husband 3 years ago, and then this Christmas the great aunt gave it back to her, still with the tape that she had left it on, and then she opened it up and in front of the whole family went, "Oh my gosh, this is a set I gave to your husband."
Yeah,
and wow,
which was
how
passive
shocking.
Aggressive for sure.
How'd you find it? That's crazy. And brought it up over and over again, basically to embarrass the great aunt, essentially.
When she knew that it was the one that she gave him.
Yes. Okay, immediately my first reaction is like, okay, regifting is a little weird sometimes, especially in that case, the fact that she left the tape on. So that's the side I see for the great aunt, is like, you didn't even, like, it wasn't even open, the tape was still, it's like you barely, it probably was on a shelf for 3 years and then just thrown in a wrapping paper and given. But the other side of it is, like, you don't always want what you're given. And if you can't return it, then at least giving it to someone else. I think that she probably just doesn't remember that she's giving it back to the exact person.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, I don't re-gift people the present that they got me years before that. And I feel like I would know that, but I don't think she knew in this situation. I don't think she knew that she gave it to her. And
she did say great aunt. Which means she's older.
Old. Yeah, they're older.
Yeah.
Not old, but older. And, like, who cares? Just accept your present and just move on. You know, like, I don't think it was necessary for her to be like, oh my gosh, this was the one I got you 3 years ago. When she saw the tape, when she knew it was the one that she actually got 3 years ago.
Yeah. Like, she's being petty about it. Because really, does it bother you that much, dude? Like, you gave a gift when you even said you didn't really know them, you knew they weren't going to want any gift, and yet you still gave them a gift. And so you're not really that surprised, and, like, you're just being petty at this point to just shame her and, like, give her shit for something and humiliate her in front of the entire family when you're basically, like, that's really embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. She probably doesn't realize.
My gosh, I would shut up and be like, thanks.
Yes.
You know, like, I'd be genuine and, like,
and then go whisper to your cousins in the corner afterwards and have a good giggle about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Exactly.
This is the exact one I gave her husband 3 years ago. You guys can have a good chuckle and
be
have
like,
a moment.
dude, it has the tape on it.
Yeah, whoa,
like,
that's
a funny moment for later, but not in front of the whole family, and not to be passive aggressive and, like, smile at her pettily and be like, thanks. Like, that's crazy. This is the one I got 3 years ago. And it sounded like she wanted, unless I'm remembering this wrong, but it sounded like she wanted that tool set anyways, and then it was sold out, so she couldn't find it, right?
I don't know if she actually did want it. I couldn't tell. Or if she was saying that was one of the things she said to, like, point out the fact that she had bought it 3 years ago and was like, oh, wow, this is the exact same one. Look, thanks for all the work you did to get this. Like, honestly, she's just being bitchy at this point for no reason other than, like,
I agree.
wanting to prove a point that you don't really need to prove.
Yep, exactly. In front of people, too. Like, it's just not...
Yeah,
it's just
and
not
I'm
what you need to
imagining
do.
If I was there at this family event and I'm not the aunt or her, I would be, like, uncomfortable to be in that situation.
Sure. Because
everyone's sitting there watching it, like...
Yeah. And she sounded like she was, like, overly excited for no reason, just to be a little biatch. And I know it's family vibes.
It multiple times. She said, "Oh, I mentioned it multiple times. That
yes,
this is the set I got him 3 years ago."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, major bitch vibes. And
you kind of being an asshole.
Yeah, definitely an asshole. The poster is the asshole. And the fact that you had to ask the internet if you're the asshole shows that not only you're an asshole, you're kind of an idiot. Your mom already told you were the asshole, so listen to your mom.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, okay, that's the life lesson of that. Listen to your mom.
True that. We'll have life lessons at the end of these, too.
Yeah, we'll tell you the asshole.
That's been a common theme.
Yes. We're just full of those. Okay, you ready for my story?
I'm so ready.
This one's deep. Am I the asshole for not bringing 40 raw eggs on a plane?
For not bringing?
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued. I'm so intrigued. Why 40 too?
Very specific number.
That's a whole lot of goddamn eggs.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of fucking eggs. It's not even like...
For an airplane.
It's not even like by the dozen either. 40 is a very obscure number.
That's true.
Yeah. That's almost 4 dozen eggs, though. That's a lot of eggs.
You're close.
Okay. I know that this post sounds really silly, but I swear it's all true. I, female 15, have a dad, 42, that lives in a different state than my mother and I. I get into constant fights with my father, so I don't visit him often. And when I do visit, it's usually very brief. Today, the fight was about chicken eggs. You see, my father has chickens in his backyard. We're not farmers or anything, he just likes having chickens. These chickens are bred to lay eggs, and oh boy, they are good at their job. In fact, they are so good, my father had about 40 spare eggs just lying around. Earlier this morning, my father asked me if I wanted to bring a bag of eggs to my grandparents' house for Easter, and I responded with, no. So, what does he do? He cleans all the eggs, wraps them up in bubble wrap, and puts them in a bag. The time comes for me to leave for the airport, and he gives me this bag of 40 frickin' raw eggs. I laugh, and he yells at me, telling me to bring the eggs on the plane, and I again say no. We fight back and forth until my stepmom chimes in, siding with me, saying that it was ridiculous for me to do what my father was asking me to do. He then stormed off. I do not think I'm the asshole, but I just wanted to get some outside opinions.
What a great am I the asshole story.
So ridiculous.
So redonkulous. 40 eggs is kind of an absurd amount, and especially if he's not the one bringing them, he's having his daughter bring the 40 eggs. And I'm like, that's a lot of eggs. Like, that's a big bag of eggs. And that's like another carry-on for the plane. Like, I'm just thinking of all these, like...
And it's bubble wrapped, which makes it even bigger. That's an insane amount of eggs. And eggs can still break even in bubble wrap, dude. Like,
yeah, what if, like, someone accidentally smushes their bag against it, or you step on it, or they're gonna break, and then what? Now you have a runny egg yolk mess on the plane.
Yeah, no. And the thing is, too, is, like, if he has extra eggs, and I see he wants to give them away, just, like, go knock on your neighbor's door, dude. Go give him all your eggs. Like, why do you have to ship them across in an airplane? Yeah. To someone else? Like, that's not how you get eggs to someone else.
But I do get how, because where was she going again? To visit who for Easter?
No, so she was visiting her dad, and she was going back home.
Okay. Yeah. There's just no need for that many eggs to be flown.
There's no need. And
maybe if you want to go, like, 5 eggs and bubble wrap them, I mean, that's still unnecessary, but, like, 40 is insane.
More reasonable. Yeah, reasonable to take, like, 5 eggs, but even that, this girl's 15. Like, what 15-year-old wants to take some raw eggs in your bag? Like, that's some 50, 60-year-old man shit to be like, let me just bubble wrap some eggs and take them with me on my
ship them with
plane.
My daughter.
Yeah, like, no 15-year-old is going to be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bag, Dad.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And no. Wait, did you say for Easter, or am I just putting Easter and egg together?
No, No. She said
I heard Easter.
Bring a bag of eggs to my grandparents'
I was thinking about that, and I was like, did I just pair Easter with eggs for no reason?
No, it was in the story. Like,
good. I just had to clarify that.
Yeah, I feel like, but also, like, I don't think he's being an asshole for saying take the eggs. I just think he's being totally unreasonable and a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, but he did get kind of mad at her, too. Which,
True.
like, and obviously she's not the asshole. I mean, in my opinion, at least, like you said, no 15, like, I have a 15-year-old brother, and he would laugh in my face if I ever told him to pack eggs in his carry-on on the plane.
Yes, or I was thinking of my niece, too. My niece is almost 15. She would never take eggs in her bag. Yeah, she'd be like, no thank you. Like, she's like, you're so old. Like, it's giving grandma. You know what I mean? Like, that's what she would say.
So true.
Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, I feel like he's the asshole then, because she said no once. He should have been like, all right, I tried.
Or just, like, no. maybe take down the total of eggs.
Yeah. Yeah, but even then.
I don't know.
She said
even
no.
Then. Yeah, that's true.
And then he still pushed it. Then she said no again, and he still pushed it. I mean, at that point, dude, like, just let it go. You
don't make your daughter take the eggs on the plane, man.
Yeah, it's not something personal because she doesn't want to take 40 eggs with her on a plane. It's
exactly.
Not like against you as your chicken raiser. You know what I mean? Like, you made some beautiful eggs with your chickens. Good job. But your daughter doesn't want to put them on a plane, and that doesn't make you an asshole. That makes you an asshole for expecting that.
Yeah, that's valid. Very valid.
Yeah. That's all I have to say. I think that's pretty straightforward. I feel like it's not very controversial. Don't have a lot to say about it. I just literally think don't force your daughter to take eggs with her.
Life lesson, don't force your daughter to take eggs on an airplane.
Listen to your mom. Don't force your daughter to take eggs on a plane. There you go. Life lessons that are applicable to every part of your life.
People's lives are going to be changed after listening to this episode.
You're fucking welcome.
And thank you.
And thank you, goodbye. Okay. No. Okay, actually, yeah, but thank you, goodbye. Don't be an asshole, bitches.
Thanks for listening, bitches. Bye.
All right, assholes. Follow us on Instagram for behind-the-scenes looks and clips from the episodes. Also, subscribe and like on YouTube and Spotify. Leave us a review. We love that shit. All right?
We love that shit.
We love that shit. So, again, thanks so much for listening. If you have a story that you want to share, our email is in the description. And you can shoot us your story, and maybe it'll be on the podcast, and that'll be pretty fucking dope. So, yeah, peace out. Thanks so much for listening.
What she said. Bye.